Absolutely. We'll stay close on that one. Check back in with you in a little bit, Sharice. Thank you. Let's talk about the Marriott recently making big headlines after revealing a massive data breach impacting, what, 500 million Americans? But there are some things you could do and you could do now to protect yourself and your family. Here to talk more about that, we have our tech expert, Dave Hatter. Good morning.
Good morning, Jessica. How are you?
Good to have you with us. You know what? Here's the thing. It's like, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Another big data breach. This one is huge. Let's talk about the effects of this, because it's not necessarily Marriott itself.
Right, so I don't know all the details behind when Starwood Properties became part of the Marriott brands, but they own a bunch of other brands like Westin and Sheraton and some other brands I haven't heard of. Their systems were breached. So far, Marriott has not reported that their system itself has been breached because they have a different set of systems. But the Starwood Properties has a lot of information on people. It's been breached, and it contains some very sensitive information, unfortunately. So yeah, I agree with you. Here we go again, and I predict you're going to learn more about this, and it will get more disturbing as it goes on, because that's always the way. You know, these guys have been in this system for almost 4 years before it was discovered.
So we're talking about a lot of information here that could have been compromised from a lot of people affected. We're talking names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, passport numbers. How do we prevent that from getting out there?
Well, one of the things you got to do is ask yourself, why would any company need your passport number? I mean, it's one thing if they're Delta and that's what you're using to fly with or something, but why would a hotel need your passport number? So I think folks have got to be really skeptical and start asking the question, how much information am I legally required to provide to these companies and not provide any more information than they must? Now, where it gets tricky is a lot of people want to register online, and if you're using a website and it says these fields are required and you can't continue until you fill them in, then, you know, unfortunately that kind of puts the onus on you to call. And obviously if you're having a conversation with a human being, you can say, well, I'm not going to provide that information. But it's time for people to be a lot more skeptical about how much information they want to give out about themselves and not give out any more than they absolutely have to.
And do the extra work if it means making that phone call, waiting to talk to a human being about, hey, I don't want to put that out there.
Exactly, Jessica, because here's the thing. Okay, you know, banks are set up for fraud. It's easy to get a new credit card, and even though that's an inconvenience, you know, there's a limit to how much fraud that you can have imposed on you as a result of that, and it's easy, but trying to get a new passport is a real major pain. Trying to get a new driver's license is a real pain, and the amount of fraud that you can do with that kind of information to someone is a lot more significant than just stealing a credit card number. So, you know, trying to limit your exposure by limiting that information is a huge step in the right direction.
What else can we do to make sure that we are protected in case like this?
Sadly, Jessica, it's the same little thing. You know, use a different, strong, unique password on every site that you use. You can't use the same credentials everywhere, because then when they steal your information in a breach like this, there's no telling what else they can log into. Use two-factor or multi-factor authentication, so it's set up where you get a text or you get an email with some kind of PIN you have to enter, because then even if they do steal your credentials on site X and you have the same credentials on site Y, it's much more difficult to break in. Limit the amount of information you're putting out there about yourself. Consider getting a separate credit card just for online purchases. Don't set up a debit card in these systems. Don't store a credit card on file. You know, if they don't have your credit card in a system like this, then at least that's one thing they can't get. So it's really trying to limit how much information you put out about yourself.
Just, you can't be skeptical enough and be more cautious.
You really can't.
Today's day. Dave, we always appreciate coming in here. Hopefully that was useful to you. It was definitely useful for me.
Absolutely. Always my pleasure, and sorry that we have to keep talking about these things, Jessica.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to put those details, by the way, on our website at fox19now.com. We're going to send things over to Frank, who's watching the weather for us this morning, and we could see a wintry mix here later on today.
Oh, yeah, I tell you what, we're going to get a few flakes out there today, a few snow showers into the evening hours, but I think overnight tonight we could actually see a couple slick spots, so keep that in mind. 49 after 7 now, and morning to you. Hope you're having a good start to the day. Live look from downtown. Cloud covers holding on from the Paramount Advantage Skycam network, and we're seeing a few flurries. I told you we would see a little drizzle, a couple flurries out there this morning. Got a little bit of that right now as you work out towards Miami Township and Whitewater Township. Very light activity, few flurries, Deerfield and Mason. Some of that will work into northern Kentucky. It's all because of this west and north flow. It's going to be picking up some moisture off the lakes and eventually working itself down to the surface and falling down here at home. So as we get into the afternoon and into the third night of Hanukkah, some snow showers around here this evening. Roads will still be okay here mid-evening. More just wet with some of those snow showers flying around. But as we get overnight tonight, I want us to stay somewhat alert. It's not a first alert weather day tomorrow morning as of yet, but with some snow showers around 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I can't rule out some slick spots. Now, we know the drill here. We've gone through this time and time again about the timing. A little minor accumulation on less than half an inch, but it just takes a little bit to glaze over some surfaces tomorrow morning. Remember, all that salt treatment was washed away with the rain earlier this week, so I'm sure some crews will be out tonight keeping things salted. So main thoroughfare should be just fine, but very early tomorrow, I can't rule out some slick spots with a few of these, well, pre-dawn snow bursts after 11 o'clock tonight. 34 degrees our temperature now. It feels like 35 Williamstown, 33 Mason. So going through the afternoon today, you got a kids' Christmas pageant or whatnot here this evening. Travel will be okay, but some light flakes around 33 at 4. Now, looking ahead, here we go. Notice just flurries this morning. Here's 3, 4 o'clock. See some of this light shower activity. It's all coming out of the west and north, trying to set up. And then as we work overnight tonight, notice 11 o'clock, here's 2, 3 a.m., a few snow bursts setting up. We're right around 30. Salt treatment works great there. By 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's just flurries. But I think the timing here early tomorrow morning could give us some slow travel, especially on some rural roads with some glazing or an elevated bridge. Tomorrow afternoon, you're in the low to mid-30s under a partly cloudy sky. We'll keep an eye on temperatures with some moisture coming in, upper 30s on Thursday. That's going to bring us a rain-snow mix. And then as we get into the daytime hours on Friday, dry, and the weekend mostly cloudy, but cool in the mid-30s. Let's get over to Robert, get a look at the roadways, sponsored by Gerber Collision and Glass.
And we are still slow out there. Take a look at your tri-state travel times. It is really the slowest it has been all morning long. Take a look. If you're right over here, this side. 75, let's start there. 75, you're looking at 36 minutes into downtown from 275. You're only going 28 miles per hour in that southbound direction. 71, 33 minutes, you're looking at 29 miles per hour there. And through the Cut in the Hill, you're looking at 21 minutes from 275 over the Brent Spence, 20 miles per hour on average. 471, 11 minutes, 28 miles per hour through northern Kentucky and over the Big Mac Bridge there. 74, also slow, but not as bad as the others. So here's a look at the big map so you can see those hot spots. Take a look at your route this morning and see what it's looking like. And as you see there, a lot of red on the map. We even have red up past Westchester and Mason area. It usually doesn't extend that far north, but yeah, we're seeing delays really all the entire stretch of 71 and 75 into downtown. But again, we're going to stay on top of this and keep you updated. Let's take a live look outside at my camera, and here is Ronald Reagan, 75 there, southbound. You can see that southbound traffic, a lot of bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is the same thing we're seeing across many of our cams this morning around town. So again, be prepared for a slow morning drive. Luckily, there aren't any accidents getting in your way this morning, surprisingly. Just slow out there. 7:53, Dan, Jess.
Gas prices are actually the lowest they've been in years.
Just stay that way, right? The question is, how long will they be this low? Allison Montoya is live in Florence with more on that. Hey, Allison.
Hey, good morning to you both. Wouldn't it be perfect if these gas prices stayed this low? Because right now, the area that we're at in Florence, right off 18, the prices are $1.99 a gallon. So right here at Speedway, these drivers, they're taking advantage of these low prices, as well as surrounding gas stations in this area. They're also at $1.99. So let's take a look at a graphic, though, that we have for you about the state averages. Keep in mind, these are the state averages, not just our little region here. But in Kentucky, you're seeing an average of $2.13 a gallon. Cincinnati, you're the same. In Indiana, you're a little higher at $2.19. Now, I went on to GasBuddy.com and typed in a location, let's say Lawrenceburg, Indiana. You're kind of hovering around the $2.10 area. Edgewood, it's around $2.10 as well. So really, this area that I found and my producers found is Florence. It's really the hot spot right now. So $1.99 right here on 18 and also on Industrial Road and 42. But again, you can get on GasBuddy.com and check out your region to see kind of where you're at in your city, just so you can make sure you're saving a couple bucks today and hopefully for the rest of this week, as experts are saying. Reporting live from Florence, I'm Allison Montoya, Fox 19 Now.
Allison, thanks. A community comes together to give an 8-year-old the ultimate Christmas surprise.
3, 2, 1.
So Jalen was diagnosed with leukemia back in April. The 8-year-old loves Christmas, especially Christmas lights. So Jalen's doctors found out and arranged for an electric company to decorate his house to surprise him.
Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, the same one he used in that scene we just showed you, is up for auction. It's expected to sell for $250,000. Some of the other items up for auction include a pair of C-3PO's gloves and a Stormtrooper helmet. Pretty cool.
I think you should branch out, make some new friends. Nope. You never know what could happen. That's what I'm afraid of.
Well, Netflix is cashing in on its breakout summer hit. It's called To All the Boys Have Loved Before. The streaming giant's most watched original movie is getting a sequel. It'll also be the first project produced within the new partnership between Netflix and Paramount. The rom-com is about a high schooler who secretly loves a bunch of people and writes love letters, and then somehow they get sent, and then she has to deal with the aftermath. We don't know yet when the second film will be airing.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, they have a bunch of really good rom-coms on Netflix and Christmas movies. Almost as good as, almost like Hallmark.
Okay.
Maybe a little better.
All right.
7:56 now on this Tuesday. Just ahead in our 8 o'clock hour, we're following some breaking news out of Columbus as reports have just come out that Urban Meyer may be leaving Ohio State, stepping down. Sharice is following that from the Alert Desk.
And a new project may be in the works that Prince fans are gonna love. We're hearing some more about some music maybe coming to the big screen. Plus, a live look outside again on this Tuesday morning of downtown Cincinnati.